Deep beneath the Antarctic ice lies a secret that could unite or destroy humanity. A hidden alien sanctuary, untouched for millennia. When a team of scientists awakens the ancient celestials, Earth's first contact with extraterrestrial life sparks hope and chaos. But as factions emerge, power shifts, and shadowy watchers loom above. A chilling truth unfolds. At the center of it all is a mysterious artifact that holds the power to reshape civilizations, or end them. Who will control Earth's destiny when the lines between friend and foe blur? Brace yourself for the Starlight Accord, where survival comes at the cost of trust. Before we dive into this chilling tale of alien awakenings and cosmic intrigue, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss our next story, where the unknown meets the unimaginable. Let's begin. The storm howled across the Antarctic plains, biting and relentless. Inside the drilling station, the only sound was the rhythmic hum of machinery and the occasional crackle of a radio. Dr. Alara Hayes stood at the monitor, her sharp eyes scanning the digital display. The data was conclusive. Beneath 2 miles of ice, the radar had picked up a structure massive, geometric, and undeniably artificial. "It's not a natural formation," she murmured, her voice barely audible over the storm. "What are you saying?" asked Carter Vale, her chief engineer, leaning over her shoulder. "I'm saying we've found something alien." By the next morning, the team had drilled down to the structure. What they uncovered was breathtaking. A cyclopean doorway etched with symbols that pulsed faintly, as though alive. The ice around it seemed untouched by time, preserved by a field of energy that shimmered faintly under their lights. Alara placed a trembling hand on the surface. "This isn't just alien," she said. "It's ancient." When the door opened, it did so without warning. A low vibration spread through the ground, and the team stepped back, weapons drawn. Inside, suspended in crystalline pods, were figures, sleek, metallic beings with glowing cores embedded in their chests. They called themselves the Celestials. The Celestials' leader, Nova, introduced her people with poise. "We are refugees," she said, her voice a perfect blend of synthetic harmony, "fleeing a war that consumed our galaxy." Their arrival seemed like a miracle, proof that humanity was not alone. Nova spoke of peace, offering to share knowledge that could elevate humanity to a new era. But not all Celestials shared her vision. Ether, a warrior of fearsome stature, emerged as a dissenter. "Humanity is weak," he declared, his voice reverberating like thunder. "They squander their resources and wage endless wars. We should rule them, guide them." It wasn't long before Ether's faction, the Vanguard, acted on his words. Using their advanced biotechnology, they seized control of major cities, turning skyscrapers into towering monoliths of celestial design. They broadcast neural link messages that stoked fear and paranoia among human leaders. The skies above Earth darkened one evening with a suddenness that defied nature. From observatories to satellite feeds, humanity's eyes turned upwards as immense vessels materialized in orbit. These monolithic ships bore no insignia, their matte black hulls absorbing light like the void itself. They did not attack, nor did they communicate. They simply hung in the heavens, an unsettling testament to an alien presence that remained inscrutable. The world collectively held its breath, fearing the worst. But the ships made no move to intervene in the Vanguard's assaults or humanity's desperate resistance. They simply watched. Inside a makeshift command center on the outskirts of what had once been New York City, now a Vanguard stronghold, Captain Zara Malik paced before a glowing tactical display. "Why don't they do something?" she demanded, slamming her fist against the table. "They have the power to end this, yet they sit there like gods watching ants burn." Nova, standing serene despite the chaos, replied without looking up. "The Watchers are far older than my people. They observe, analyze, and act only when their survival is threatened." Zara turned to her, disbelief in her eyes. "Then why are they here? What's their angle?" Nova's gaze was steady, her synthetic eyes gleaming faintly. "If they are here, it is not to help. The Watchers act only in their interest. Their silence is as dangerous as their intervention. Conspiracy theories spread like wildfire across the globe. Some believed the Watchers had engineered the entire situation, manipulating humanity and the Celestials for reasons beyond comprehension. Others thought the Watchers were guardians, silently ensuring no side gained too much power. Both theories fed into the growing unease, deepening humanity's distrust, not just of the Celestials but of everything alien. Meanwhile, encrypted transmissions began to circulate, hinting that the Watchers had infiltrated human governments decades ago. Key political figures were accused of being sleeper agents for these enigmatic beings. Panic and paranoia became rife, tearing apart the fragile alliances that had begun to form between human factions and the peaceful celestial forces. One thing was clear: the Watchers' motives were as vast and unknowable as the void from which they came. As tensions mounted, humanity's attention was drawn to an even stranger phenomenon. Astronomers monitoring deep space signals picked up an enigmatic transmission, a repeating sequence of mathematical codes originating from a distant star system. The signal grew stronger over weeks until its coordinates aligned with a location on Earth, the desolate expanse of the Sahara Desert. The cryptic message ignited a frenzy of speculation. Was it a warning, a beacon, or something more sinister? Dr. Alara Hayes, now the de facto leader of Earth's scientific coalition, worked tirelessly to decode the signal. After sleepless nights, she pieced together its meaning. "It's pointing to an artifact," she announced to a room of exhausted researchers and military officials. "Buried beneath the Sahara. Something ancient, something powerful." A joint expedition was hastily assembled, comprising human forces and celestial allies. They traveled in a convoy of armored transports and hovercraft, their mutual distrust palpable. The Sahara stretched endlessly before them, its golden dunes masking what lay below. When they finally unearthed the subterranean temple, its sheer scale was staggering. The walls of the main chamber were carved with intricate symbols and reliefs depicting beings that resembled celestials, humans, and something else. Figures taller and more angular, their forms resembling the Watchers. Alara stood in awe, running her fingers along the carvings. "This changes everything," she murmured. "The Celestials, the Watchers, and humans, we share a common origin. We're connected somehow." At the temple's center, they found it. A pulsating sphere of energy suspended above a pedestal of obsidian-like stone. The artifact exuded an almost sentient presence, its light shifting subtly as if responding to their movements. Its power was intoxicating and terrifying. Ether's voice crackled through their neural links, hijacking the connection. "You found the key to true dominion," he declared, "and I will claim it." As if in response to Ether's threat, the artifact began to hum, its light growing in intensity. It projected visions into the minds of all present, a vivid tapestry of potential futures. Some saw a world united, with humanity, Celestials, and Watchers working in harmony. Others saw devastation. Cities in ruins, the earth scorched, and alien fleets battling in the skies. The artifact's power was undeniable. It could reshape reality itself, bending the laws of physics and consciousness. But at what cost? Before anyone could act, the Watchers descended. For the first time, their sleek, towering forms stepped onto Earth. Crizzle, their emissary, approached the artifact with deliberate steps. "This power is ours," Crizzle declared, their voice resonating like a chorus of whispers. "It was never meant for your kind." Tensions erupted in the chamber. Humans raised their weapons. Celestial soldiers activated their energy shields. Ether, arriving with his vanguard troops, stormed into the fray, his presence radiating malice. The artifact's energy flared, destabilizing the temple's structure. The battle that followed was chaos incarnate. The chamber shook as beams of energy and gunfire collided. The artifact's power lashed out unpredictably, bending gravity and tearing holes in space-time. In the chaos, Nova approached the artifact. She turned to Zara, her voice calm despite the storm around them. "This power must not divide us." Before Zara could protest, Nova stepped into the artifact's light, her core merging with its energy. The artifact's chaotic glow stabilized, and a wave of light swept through the chamber, neutralizing weapons and freezing everyone in place. The visions returned, but this time, they carried a message of unity, a future where the artifact's power was used not for destruction, but for the betterment of all. It was a choice, not a guarantee. With the artifact's destructive potential neutralized, the fighting ceased. Nova's sacrifice had not only stabilized the artifact but also imprinted its vision of harmony into the minds of all who had fought. In the months that followed, humanity, the Celestials, and the Watchers convened to negotiate a new alliance. The Starlight Accord was born, a fragile pact that promised cooperation but left lingering tensions beneath its surface. As the world began to rebuild, Alara sat in her laboratory, studying the artifact's remaining energy signatures. Her mind returned to the final message embedded in its light, a warning of something greater waiting beyond the stars. "Unity may be our strength," she whispered to herself, "but it won't be enough if what's coming is what I fear." And so Earth prepared, united under the accord, yet ever watchful of the silent, endless void above.